Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Jean Durham. I am an executive coach with Intelligent Leadership Executive Coaching, and I specialize in developing stronger, more vibrant, and effective leaders. I joined the military at 18 years old, right out of high school. I enlisted in the Marine Corps, and I became a public affairs officer, and that's what I did for my remaining 11 years, and I recently just retired from the Marine Corps after 22 years. So I actually hired on a transition coach, and we came across Intelligent Leadership Executive Coaching, and I felt that that was a perfect fit for me because throughout my career, and I'm sure as all of us have experienced, we've experienced good and bad leadership, and we know exactly how that can affect morale, affect the team and the organization. People think that in order to hire on an executive coach, that coach needs to be proficient and savvy with the actual industry that they will be coaching in. I'm about making the individual stronger, and the industry does not matter. Executive coaching will help them strengthen what they already know and also take a look into improving organizational culture, improving their skills. As leaders, we're all striving to improve. In the Marine Corps, I was one of the very few women probably in a room at a time. And honestly, sometimes working twice as hard as men is what it takes, but it is noticed. So my ideal client is someone that is a high performer and wants to strive to improve, someone that leads by example, someone that is that's a great listener, someone that is willing to be vulnerable. I know that vulnerability is associated with feelings of fear and uncertainty, but it's absolutely not. It completely opens us up for growth. So one important thing about great leadership is that although some people have completely earned their billet or their rank or their position, it doesn't mean that they've earned the loyalty, the trust of their people. So it's very important how they go about getting the trust. You and I can agree that you've made some improvements, but really what it's going to come down to is we bring in your stakeholders and we bring in your peers and we ask them to evaluate you and to see if you have improved. And that's what makes us different, is because we can actually measure that. So I think people are afraid of the word change. But in this world, we have to continually evolve, and there will be many, many outside factors that play into whether we decide to make a change or not. And I'd like to read a quote just to send my point home. If an egg is broken by an outside force, life ends. If broken by an inside force, life begins. Great things always begin from the inside. So for those who want to transition into something new, it is absolutely possible. So one of the most important parts about leadership development is company culture. So you may perceive yourself as a great leader, but if your employees are unhappy, then there is something definitely wrong with the culture. And that's where I come in. I can come in and help you identify what that is and some solutions to fix the problem. As an example, I had two different bosses at two separate times, but I was in the same job. One was out of my way, let me do what I needed to do, but that also didn't come with much feedback. So I naturally thought I was doing just fine. The second boss who came in was always in my office, and I felt like, oh no, he's micromanaging me. No, he took pride and passion in his job, and especially as my boss. And he let me know of my shortcomings because of the feedback I didn't receive from the previous boss. So there's a level of involvement that leaders definitely need to have with their people. So being an executive coach, I would say what makes me different from other executive coaches is that, one, I'm extremely passionate about what I do. And the reason is, with the Marines that I had under my care in the past 22 years, there wasn't a raise that I could give them. There weren't gifts. There weren't plaques. It was it was between me and the individual Marine. And that's one lesson I've learned, is that you can't treat every single employee the same, because we all receive things much differently. So it's important to get to know your people and treat them well and lead them well, and they will follow you. So what I know for sure is when you work with me, you and I are going to go on a journey, and your eyes are going to be open to things you didn't know about yourself. And I am going to help you be successful for your organization and for your team.